Hi there, this is Jen from modernmedicinelady.com, and happy new moon in Aquarius. So today is Monday, February 8th, and at 9:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the moon is new in Aquarius. And the energy of Aquarius is the energy of invention, of innovation, of revolution, of new possibilities. And the new moon is the time of starting fresh, of planting seeds, of reaching into the possibilities and finding new options and new solutions. And so you can work with the energy of this inventive, creative Aquarius and the new moon possibilities and really just take some time to brainstorm and to think about what you would like as a possibility. Now, I don't know about you, but I have noticed that a lot of people have been feeling particularly irritated, annoyed, frustrated, and especially impatient of late. I've really noticed that people have been feeling impatient and a lot of like, I've been working hard on these things and it's not happening yet. When is it ever going to happen? As well as seeing a lot of people going through a lot of different kinds of situations where they're facing some kind of a dilemma and they need some kind of a solution. So with this new moon in Aquarius, there's this opportunity to harvest the creativity of this energy to access possibilities that will eventually lead you to these solutions. But instead of thinking about how am I going to fix this, what I want you to think about is the outcome down the road. And so I'm going to encourage you to do a little exercise. But first I'm going to share something that I learned a long time ago when I was in graduate school about the way that the mind works, and particularly with solutions and creativity. And that is, when you try to think about one or two options, your creative mind has a tendency to stay pretty rigid. But when you start expanding beyond two and even add a third solution, it starts to open up the creative process. And the more possibilities you give yourself permission to imagine, the more creative the process gets, the more your mind expands, and the more things start coming to you that you wouldn't have even thought of. Now, when you also step outside of the idea of trying to figure something out or find a solution or the way to make something happen, and you start thinking about what the outcome would be that you'd like to experience instead, this again opens up the possibilities for creativity and also ultimately for figuring out the way to do these things. So it's almost like by not trying to figure it out, you're going to have more success than if you do try to figure it out. And I can tell you from my experience for many, many years working as a medicine tattooer, that when I'm working with people with cover-ups, it's far, far, far more effective to talk to somebody about not trying to figure out what's going to cover up the problem, but instead for them to just think about, if it wasn't there, what would you like to have instead? Or what would you have wanted to have there? So think about what you'd like, not what you are dealing with. And that really is a very important lesson. So with this new moon in Aquarius, I want to give you a little meditation to work with. So what you're going to need is some kind of writing implement and some kind of thing to write with, whether it's a computer, a journal, a piece of paper or something, and just yourself and a few minutes. And I want you to think about the situation that's going on that maybe you would like to figure out some kind of a solution to, or some kind of a goal that you want to be working towards, whatever. And then instead of thinking about the problem, what I want you to do is just tapping for a few minutes. So just starting at the top of the head, just acknowledge what it is that you're thinking about, and moving through the eyebrow points, the sides of the eyes, under the nose, under the lip, collarbone points, under the arm, coming back to the top of your head. What I want you to do, so that will just kind of get you into a calmer state. And what I want you to do is I want you to just start brainstorming in a kind of popcorn fashion. Start talking about 10 possible outcomes that would be optimal outcomes for you. And at least 10. You could go even more. But I want you to just, as you tap, and you know, and if you're in a situation where you need privacy, just tap on the side of your hand. And as you tap on the side of your hand, just either talking aloud or even writing it down as you go, think about at least 10 possible optimal outcomes that would be really satisfying for you and that would feel really good. And I just want you to write those down. And then when you're done with coming up with some really, really satisfying, positive outcomes for your situation, and like I said, really think about what you want the end result to be. Don't even bother thinking about how you're going to fix it. I want you to just take a minute or two and look at that piece of paper and just sort of scan and see, out of these, does anything jump out at you with sort of like a, oh, there's this thing here, and I know that so-and-so knows about this. If I give them a call, I might be able to learn about it. Or, oh, I just remembered that this is connected and so-and-so is talking about this place that their grandparents were trying to rent out, and I should give them a call, or I should send an email to somebody, or I should go research this. And just jot down really quickly a couple ideas for yourself about what would be next steps you could take in regards to at least 3 of these outcomes that are particularly exciting for you. And then I just want you to walk away from it for a little while. Because the thing about creativity is that it has a funny way of working even better when you sort of stretch it, or, you know, almost like a muscle where you exercise it a little bit, then you let it rest, and then you come back to it. So in a couple days after you've done this, I want you to come back to your paper and reconsider it, re-examine it, and look at that again and think about those possibilities. So I hope you found this helpful and that you have an opportunity to really harness this powerful, creative, innovative, revolutionary Aquarian new moon. And I would love to hear what your experience is with this. Please leave comments below. And also, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and go sign up for my mailing list. And there's a bunch of awesome gifts that I've got available for you when you do that. And then also, please like my Facebook fan page. So I'll look forward to connecting with you again sometime in the not terribly distant future. I hope you have an awesome, awesome month of February, or actually sort of period of Aquarius, and with this whole new moon phase, and I'll look forward to connecting with you sometime soon again.